Kick the truth to the young black youth. Proof. Kick the truth to the young black youth. Proof. Kick the truth to the young black youth. Proof.
You already know what it is. It's the Proof in the Pudding podcast show. And I go by the name of Sion 919. I'm excited about today's show because I got one of my good peoples in the building. She's a model, she's an actress, she's a dancer, and not only is that, she's a boutique owner. She goes by the name of Nicole Edwards. Somebody know her as Miss Dimples. We want to welcome her to the show. How you feeling today?
Thank you for the introduction. I am feeling great today. How about yourself?
Yo, I'm doing good. Excited to have you here. For the people that may not know, let's let them know a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a model. I'm an actress. I dance, and I am a boutique owner. Soon to be a TV runner, showrunner, and it's something exciting for me because I never dealt with, being a showrunner. I love interviewing people. I love expressing myself. So that's one of the things I'm very, very excited about.
Okay, so let's take it back to the beginning. Growing up as a child, did you always know that modeling was something that you wanted to get into?
Absolutely. I remember back when I was a little girl, my mom had bought me these outfits. Like, I love to play dressed up in the mirror. I would walk in her high heels. She'll get me, fuss me out. But at the end of the day, she was like, you know what? You're going to be a little model one day. And I took that. And then my aunt, at age of 16, she pushed me. She was like, you have the shape, you got the attitude, the confidence. So you need to get out there and push yourself. So I started doing photo shoots, runway shows, those type of things at an early age.
Okay, so back then, which one did you enjoy the most? Was it the runway or was it the photo shoots? Which one did you enjoy the most?
The photo shoots, because it gave me a time where, you can relax, have fun, and have fun with what you're doing. Also, you get to dress up, express yourself through your pictures. And that's what I love to do.
Okay. So in the beginning, right? I know a lot of times people think with modeling, you just stand in front of a camera and that's all it takes. But there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. So like in the beginning, what were some of the things that may have been challenging for you? Or was you a natural? Did it all just come naturally to you?
I started modeling in my teenage years, and that was a challenge in itself because, you're dealing with your peers. They're telling you to go one way, and then your family's pulling you, they're trying to push you. So back then I set aside my peers and I went for what I knew and what I loved to do, which was acting and modeling. Those were my two, my number one things I really, really wanted to do in life. I did want to sing, but where I say, no, I'm going to fall back on that a little while because I needed some vocal training. I didn't want to throw myself out there. But, it was hard because coming up in the area that I came up in, I had all types of peers, trying to pull me this way and that way. But you have to be headstrong in this industry because if you're not going to go far, and you have to, put all the fun on the back burner and focus on what's important, your
Okay.
goals, stuff like that. So
Okay. And that makes sense, and that's real right there. Again, like you said, because you have the passion, you have the vision, you know where you're trying to go. You have other distractions pulling you other ways. You have
right.
to stay focused. So being a young woman, you say you started 15, 16. How
Yes.
did you stay focused, and like how challenging was that for you at that time?
Okay, so I had friends, that they would like to go out to party, whether it was clubbing, just staying out late. Me back then, I was really focused. I was in my books. I was focused. I didn't let, my peers pull me this way and that way, and it's hard being young, especially in the area that I grew up in. It was very hard for me because I was like, well, wow, they're out doing, whatever they want to do. But my family kept me focused. And now I see why, at an older age, I'm like, wow, because if I would have did that, I probably wouldn't even been here or been in the predicament to even do these things. So
Right.
absolutely headstrong. You have to be headstrong. You have to put, sometimes you have to push people back and focus on your goals and focus on yourself.
Right. Now
Absolutely.
that's a fact right there. So you started out young. You're doing photo shoots in the beginning. You said you started doing a little runway.
Yes.
Okay, so now,
Runway.
okay,
Okay.
you're doing
So
runway.
yeah. So with the runway, that was more of a challenge because being young, you have your mentors which they teach you how to do everything, and so you have to be consistent with that as well. You have to come up, show up to practices. You have to be on time. You got to be prompt. You have to be there a certain time. You got to have a certain look. They want you to walk a certain way. So those are some of the things I learned, within itself, being young, starting at a young age, and people showing me different types of things. So now that's why I'm able to get up there and kill it, be confident, and just don't worry about who's looking at you. Just focus on your dreams and your goals, push yourself, and the rest will come. So
And that's a fact right there. Staying focused. And like you said, learning at an early age. You got
yes.
experience now. So looking back, right? What are some things that you know now that you wish you might have known in the beginning?
Whew. Oh my God. I'm speak on it, but woo. Okay, I want to say being a woman in this industry, it's challenging because um, you have attractive women. We model, we do what we got to do, but you have some people that are just rude in the industry. You can have some people that will try you in this industry. Especially it can be male dominated sometimes, or how it might go. Yeah, you just have to be like, put your foot down. I'm doing this. You have to respect me as well as I respect you. And dealing with that as a woman, it's hard. It's hard. I have a lot of females tell me, well, I dealt with this situation, I dealt with that situation, but at the end of the day, you got to put your foot down, let them know what you came to do, and be stern with it, and that's it.
Right, right. And that's the thing. So how important is your character and your respect in this entertainment business as a whole? How important is that for females?
It's very important. It's very important. Especially when you're attractive female, you get all different types of people trying to come at you, and then you get some naysayers where you get some people who will say no to you, and you have to accept the rejection just as well as the invitation, because at the end of the day, you're going to have some people to tell you no. You're going to have some people to tell you yes, but don't let that ruin your confidence. You always stay stern in what you're doing. When one door closes, another one opens. So don't let anybody, make you feel like you're not worthy, make you feel like you're not good enough, because you are at the end of
And
the
that,
day.
and
So
that's real, right? That's real right there. So did you
yeah.
always have that confidence to do it? Did it take over years for you to develop that confidence, or did you always have it even at a young age?
I would say back then I was more shyer than am now. My daughter took on that trait, and I tell her all the time, when you're wanting to get out there, especially in front of a group of people, you have to put that shyness on the back burner, and bring your confidence. Just keep it in your mind. You came to slay, you came to do what you had to do, and you came to kill it. Leave everything else, the nervousness, on the back burner. And I learned that with growing up, early and starting out early. I had to build my confidence and build my strength to get out there in front of a group of people and just kill it. Don't worry about what they're going to say. People are going to talk about you, whether you're doing good or bad. But you stay focused and you go out there and kill it regardless,
And that's the
because
thing.
you never know who might be watching you. You never know, who's at a fashion show. It could be even on the internet. You never know who's watching you. So put your best game forward. Keep yourself positive and promote yourself. most importantly.
That's the thing right there. So let's talk about building your brand, Miss Dimples. Like, how was that process like to build your brand to get you where you are today? Was it simple or was it hard? A lot of hard work, a lot of stress. What was that process like?
Well, I am a single mom. I have two beautiful kids, children, which I have a teenage daughter. She's graduating next year. I have a 10-year-old high functioning autistic son. So I must say it's very, very challenging dealing with them plus myself, everything I have going on. It's very challenging, but I have a support system behind me, like my mom, my aunts, my uncles, just family that are like, look, if you got to go and do what you got to do tomorrow, say if I had a audition in Atlanta or somewhere, bring the kids, we got them, we'll get them where they got to go. You do what you have to do. And that's what I'm so, so thankful for is my family, because they have been a great support system for me throughout it all, so.
Right. And that's a fact. That's a fact right there. And you said an important thing. Being a mom, chasing a career, balancing the two, having that support system behind you. Without the support system, do you think you would have been able to make it as far as you already made it, or without the support you had?
I would say somewhat. I have a good friend or two, which I would say I can call on them to help me. So I would say, on the flip side, it's in between. When you have people you can rely on, and sometimes you don't. So it's been a struggle sometimes for me, but for the most part, I would say it's been pretty easy for me on my part. Yeah.
Okay, and that's a good thing right there. So, based on your experiences doing photography, doing photo shoots, and stuff like that, what are some of the best moments that stand out the most, and some of the photographers that you may have worked with over the years?
Okay. I would say I love. I was in a crush modeling group with my photographer. His name is Damian Prout, and he's been one of the ones I love to work with. He always keeps us in different settings, whether it's a beach photo shoot. We could do inside photography, outside photography. He's pushing us, and I respect him as a photographer because he's very good at what he does. I have worked with some outside photographers as well, in Atlanta, from Virginia. From my peers and my different model friends, with them working with different people. It's been a quite a great experience for me. I love it. Absolutely.
Okay. So you said Atlanta, Virginia, North Carolina. What are some other places that you may have worked at, or some places that you would like to travel to and work at?
Well, I want to mention I went to the concert, Joe and Fantasia. They were here last night in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I actually met a photographer there, and I had my comp card, so that's always good to be on point when you're out and you're doing stuff, because you never know who you might meet. I had somebody to invite me backstage, and so when I got backstage, I met Joe. I met his band members. I met a photographer from California. So I got all his information. I never been to California, and that's one of the places I would love to go. It's so beautiful. Hollywood is there. It's different areas you can go visit. That's on my bucket list right there. I want to go to Cali.
All right, to
Definitely.
California. A lot to do out there. You got California, like you said. You got Hollywood. You got Los Angeles. Then you got San Bernardino. A lot of different spots. Do you have some photographers in mind that you would like to work with out there?
Yes, not quite sure of a lot of them name right now, but I know one I met last night. He showed me his photographs and his work, and it was very, very good. So I definitely look forward to working with him. And we're trying to set something up this summer while the kids are out, so I can maybe fly out and do that and make that happen. Also, I'm going to be working with a photographer from New York, and he is bomb. He has bomb photography. His models, they slay. All his pictures are great, so I look forward to working with him as well.
Okay. So if you had any advice for any up and coming models or young girls that's interested in being a model, what advice would you give them?
I would say if modeling, acting, whatever it is, whatever field you're trying to go to, and I must say this from me being older now, don't let your peers stop you. Stay focused. Stay in school. Education is important. Make sure you finish your education. You can always finish and do everything that you're trying to do on the side. Don't ever think that you can't prioritize your time, because you can. It's just a matter of knowing what you want to do, prioritizing everything, and getting it done. I mean, getting it done, not parlaying, not putting it on the back burner. Oh, I'm gonna do it later. No, do it now. The time is now. Tomorrow's never promised. So I try to do everything I can while I'm here, to make things happen.
And that's a fact right there. So
Definitely.
it's so many different fields when it comes to modeling. You have runway, you have print, you have
Yeah,
fashion, you have being a brand ambassador, all types of things. What are some
absolutely.
things that you want to tap into, and what are some things that you have already done?
One thing I do want to do, and I was reaching out where a photographer reached out to me as well. I want to mentor when I get the time and patience to do it. I want to mentor these younger young ladies that's coming up now because I see a lot of them. They come into the game, but it's like they don't know how to walk, and I watch a lot of these younger models. They do good, but it's some that need some practice. Even myself, I brush up on my practicing a lot. Just watching work on the YouTube videos. It could be model walks, just inspiring models like Naomi Campbell. I watch a lot of their runway stuff, just brushing up. But that's one of the things I want to do. I want to inspire these young girls. To never let I don't care if it's a man, a boy, whatever, like push yourself, keep on doing what you got to do. Practice makes perfect. If you can practice in the mirror, I don't care if it's an hour out of the day, of the week, just practice and, get in front of that mirror like you're talking to an audience. You have to practice. You have to start somewhere. If you don't have the tools or either the money, whatever your situation is, just practice. It makes perfect.
And that's real right there, and that's solid advice right there. Not only do you model, right? You're an actress. So
Yes.
what was it like making that transition from being in front of the camera taking pictures now to being in front of the camera acting? How was that transition for you?
Well, it was pretty easy for me because I love, like I said, I love practicing and I like, dramatic stuff. I've done a couple of stage plays in which I have a stage play coming up in December actually. And I'm working on a couple of movies now. We just got finished up with a movie with Deja Fullmore Productions, and it's called Crossover Part 2, The Revenge. It's going to be on Tubi, so I want everybody to watch Part 1 if you haven't. Tap into that so you'll know what's going on. And even with that, just transitioning from modeling to acting is easy because that's what I want to do. I love being in front of the camera. I love, putting on my game face, whatever the character may be. I have no problem like doing away with myself and getting into that character. So it's pretty easy for me.
Okay, that's dope right there. So what are some roles that you have already done, and what's some roles that you would like to do down in the future?
Okay. Well, some of the roles I've done, I was in Walking Dead series 10. I was a lady refugee civilian, which, is about zombies and that type of thing. I had fun actually doing that. It was wonderful. It didn't take all day. It was very quick. Sometimes you have to put in long nights, long hours, and it's a process when you're acting. It's very frustrating too. Sometimes you'll get tired, but you got to realize, this is what you came to do. This is your passion. Keep on going no matter what. You're going to deal with different attitudes in this industry, whether it's acting, modeling, whatever, but never let that interfere with what you have going on.
Right.
It's different people. They come with different personalities. So at the end of the day, you just got to be like, okay, I'm not here for the mess. I'm here to do what I got to do, and that's what it is. Also, I had a role where it was called Killer Stacy in a movie called Who Can You Trust Part 2. And in that role, I was playing power position. It was a drug dealer role, which she took everybody out, to try to get to the top. So I enjoyed that because I'm not a killer, So it was like, okay, let me tap in on this and see how I can kill it. And I did a great job with that
Wow.
one as well.
Okay, and what was that second one called?
Okay, so the second one is Who Can You Trust Part 2.
Who Can You Trust
And
Part Two?
as far as I know, I think it's on Amazon Prime. It's on a couple of networks. I'll get back with you on that, but
Okay,
definitely you can look that up. I think part of the trailer is on YouTube as well, so y'all can find it on YouTube as
okay.
well.
Who Can You Trust Part Two?
Part
Again,
two,
okay.
yes,
So you do that role, you nail that one, that comes out. What was it
yes.
like seeing yourself on screen for the first time? The first time watching yourself in a movie. What was that
Woo!
feeling like, and what was going through your head?
I was like, okay, so as I watched myself, I kind of seen where I needed to kind of polish myself, with being kind of nervous in the beginning because I was like, oh wow, this is really happening. And it's my first time actually doing this.
Right.
So I was kind of nervous, but once the second and the third day came and you have different people that you're working with and they have already been, in that position. So they're like, calm down, you got it, go in there and kill it. So as the week progressed, the days went by, I felt comfortable, more comfortable, and I just let it flow, and it just came naturally. And after that, we killed it.
Wow. And that's the thing. So the more you do it, the more comfortable you become.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's two. How many films have you done altogether, would you say?
Ooh, I would say five. Five
Five?
altogether, yes.
Okay, so we talked about two so far. Let's talk about the other three real quick.
Okay, so I had a movie. Actually, it was in Atlanta, and it was called. Oh my God, what was it? Oh, it's been so long ago. I think it was called Back to You, and the film was about. It was about a little young boy. I remember parts of the film where he got kidnapped, and the mom was upset. She was playing the role of an upset mom trying to find her son. And so I was like the supporting sister to her. And we were just trying to get her little boy back. We went through missing cases, the whole nine, the whole thing. And that was one of the films I enjoyed as well, filming, because it kind of hit home when you got kids, you know what I'm saying, and they're missing. That's just something totally different.
Right.
And that was kind of good. I love that experience as well.
Okay, so before we get to the fourth one, let's
Yeah.
talk about when you're doing these roles, where do you draw your inspiration from? I know with that one you said being a mom, you
Yeah.
could relate. When it's other roles, where do you draw your inspiration and how do you get into character for these roles?
Okay, so with that, it's just the crew you're working with. That matters too, because you have film directors, you have other actresses, other actors, and sometimes life happens. Like I had an episode where while we were filming one time, one of the girls, I think she had a death in her family, so just dealing with different people, you never know what a person's going through at the end of the day. So with that, I was able to inspire her because she was crying on set. It was different episodes, but I told her, you know what? I said, family first. You can always do this. Come back and kill it. So she went home. She came back actually after the funeral, and it just excited me because I was like, wow, she was really passionate about what she wanted to do, and
Right.
it just made my heart melt because I was like, just talking with her, inspiring her to come back and kill it. She just, she said this is what my family would want, so she came back and she finished up the film with us, and I was so
Wow.
excited for that
Wow.
one.
And that's the thing, drawing that inspiration and turning it to motivation. Where
Yeah,
it's like, they would love to see me finish this. They would love to see me complete it. So that's a
absolutely.
beautiful thing right there. So let's jump into the fourth movie. Which one was that?
Well, that was more of it was a voiceover scene that I had to do. I love doing different voices, even down to like kids characters. Like my son, he loves Elmo, and I remember just coming up with this little funny little skit that I did, voiceover acting, and that's one of the things I want to get into also a little bit more because I can change my voice. I can do a little funny, things. So I like to do that as well.
All right. All right. We good friends. You probably won't like me after this next question. But
Well,
all right.
don't do that, Slam.
No voice. We ain't gonna do the voiceovers live right now. All right, we're gonna keep it moving.
Don't do it. Don't do
All
it.
right, we're gonna keep it moving, yo. But voiceovers, still, that's dope right there. There's a lot of opportunities when it comes to voiceovers, especially with like the Disney movies and the cartoons
Yeah,
and the way they doing these films, Pixar and places like that. So there's
yeah.
definitely a lane right there. Like, what first inspired you to get into that? Was it just something that you had already, and it was like, the world need to see it, or was it just in the right place at the right time? How did that
It
happen?
was it was more of me. Like I said, my son is autistic. I love kids, and that was one of the things. He was, it was oh Lord, it was an experience like trying to get him where he needed to be. And so I would come up with little activities, whether it was YouTube, scripting little things with him. And I see acting in my son. And the reason why I say this was because back when he was young, we used to watch a lot of YouTube, whether it was Elmo, Sesame Street, little things on YouTube. I would let him watch, but he would take that and he would mimic it. Like he'll go in front of the floor, in front of me in the floor, and he'll just start like acting and just remembering every single word. And I was like, wow. I said I have to put him in something because he definitely has it honest. Just that, watching cartoons, playing with him and getting him, tuned in. Like, don't worry about what you can't do. Worry about what you can do, and we're gonna knock this out. And he looks up to me, so I try to be the biggest inspiration in my kid's life. Teaching him different things, different avenues to go down, that type of thing.
And that's the thing. As a parent, we have to reassure our children. You can, because there's so many stipulations. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Absolutely.
As an adult woman now, looking back, they say words don't hurt. Do words hurt? Things that people speak over you, if you accept that, do you think that it'll play a part in your life, or is that true? Words is just words, or are they stronger than words?
I would say people say words don't hurt, but at the end of the day, everybody has feelings. So I put it like this: words can ignite a fuel in you sometimes. But with that being said, you have to be headstrong, right? You can't let a lot of the things that people the negative things they have to say, you can't let it bother you. You'd be like, okay, if you feel that way, oh well, you know what I'm saying? I came here, this is me, this is what I do, this is how I look, this is how I came, and I came to slay. If you have something negative to say about me, you can say it, but it's up to me to let it bother me. So at the end of the day, you can't let what people negative things they have to say about you can't let it bother you. You just keep pushing and be like, okay, I got this. I came to slay. I came to put my foot down. I came to do what I came to do. If you don't like it, if you want to shut the door on me, that's okay too. It's another door that's going to open. So never let anything, somebody negative have to say about you bother you in any type of way whatsoever. You have to be headstrong in this industry. Yeah.
That's very true. And thick skin.
Yes, you have to be thick skinned. Can't be mushy. We all have feelings. Sometimes you got to suck it up. You got to go cry in the car, whatever you got to do, just to get yourself where you have to be, just keep on being strong. That's what I tell anybody.
Okay. So that's the 3 movies. The fourth one was the voiceover. What was the fifth? What was the 5th movie?
Okay. So the 5th one, it was actually a stage play that I did. Didn't mean to say a movie. It was a stage play that I did. And it was a church play. I got to play a church girl. I think I was a teenager at the time. And what I did was it was about this guy. I think he was like a sinner or something, and he was just changing his whole life around. He stopped doing drugs, he stopped drinking, doing the bad things that he was doing, trying to straighten him up to get his kids back. And I remember playing one of the children, one of his teenage daughters, and I was like, just trying to get him to come back home, straighten himself up, daddy, we need you, that type of thing, trying to get him to, be a family man instead of being in the streets. And that was a very, very good, it was a great stage play. I loved it.
Okay. And that's the thing. Do we have any more films coming up this year? Any roles that you would like to get into that you never done?
Okay. So with that being said, one of my biggest passions is to try to work or do production with Tyler Perry, which I've been trying this past year. I found the avenue to get to him, but the thing is, a lot of the actors that they want they have to be in the state of Georgia or nearby Georgia. And my daughter, she's planning on going to college down there. So I told myself, you know what? I want to try it out. I want to try it out to see what happens. And if nothing happens, you can always come back home. But one of the things I wanted to try is to actually get out there and try it and see what happens, because my daughter, she's big on making things happen. She's a AP student. She's a scholar student. And so with her wanting to go to Georgia and try it out, you know what? I said, I'm going to stand behind her, not 99, but 1,000%, because that's what she wants to do. And so I'm going to be back and forth from North Carolina to Georgia, back and forth, to visit my family, but definitely trying the avenue and see what happens. That's on my agenda.
Wow. Wow, and that's definitely right there. It can definitely happen. And again, it's like Tyler Perry is one of the biggest producers, directors in the game right there. So it's like I
Yes.
can definitely see that happening. And the thing is, the key, like you
And
said, is to just do it. Just move
yeah, you
out,
have to do it.
go right,
You
right,
have to do it because I mean, my thing is, like I told my mom, she's like, no, it's kind of far. But then now, these past couple of months, she's been like, you know what? Okay, my granddaughter, she's doing good. I want her to keep doing good. So you know what? I'm standing behind y'all with this. I'm pushing y'all. If you need me to come and stay, some weekends, if you want to try to audition for roles, that's the thing. And that's why I say support system is great on my end with my mom, my aunts, that type of thing. They're older, they're retired, so they have time to, just sit back. And if they need to be there for me, they're pushing me. And that's one of the things I love about my family. Like they're behind me totally with everything that I'm doing, even with my kids. It's hard, but they're pushing me, so I might as
right.
well get out there and do it. You
And
know,
that's dope right there. And that's really important to have the family support and the family that believes in you to say, we see your
absolutely,
dream. And not only do we see your dream, we want to help you reach that dream. So that's dope to have
absolutely.
that. I see you doing a lot of runway. So let's talk about some of the fashion shows and stuff like that. And what's been some of the ones that stood out the most in the fashion shows that you already done?
Okay. Well, I've done a couple this year in Virginia. I worked with a different, the group of models. Back with my high school friend, my elementary friend. We've been friends for a long time. And she actually started pushing her clothing line. So I enjoy representing for her, just being there for her because my thing is if you got something that you're trying to push, you got a brand, push it. I'm totally a supporter. I've never been a type where like, hating on anybody. I love supporting my people when it comes to pushing your business, whatever it is, clothing, jewelry, whatever, because I'm a boutique owner. I had a setback myself, which my boutique and some things went wrong, but it's not gonna be wrong forever because I'm staying quiet about it, but y'all gonna see in the next couple of months, it's gonna bloom. So I
Okay.
enjoy just pushing her brand, repping her brand on the runway, the different styles that she has, that type of thing. I just love slaying and working with the different wonderful ladies because they are very, supportive. They're not on any hating type stuff. It's very supportive. We go out and we kill it every time. So just having a group of positive people around you while you're doing what you do is a must. You
Wow.
know, people that
And
enjoying doing the same things that you do. That's a
right.
must.
Nah, that's very true right there. So let me ask, because you've been in different markets. You've been in the North Carolina market. You've been in
Right,
Atlanta market. You've been in Virginia market. What's
right.
some similarities and what's some differences in the different markets?
Okay. Whew, I would say Atlanta is more of you have some of the same, it's the same ethnic background. It's a lot of, us down there.
Right.
Black Hollywood. It's more the same people doing trying to get through the same doors that you're doing, but it's more supportive because the thing is they're trying to push you to get far down there. It is very supportive. Virginia the same way, North Carolina too. I would say, and I hate this for us, but I must say we're one of the slowest states. Oh my God. To make things happen. And I mean that in the most respectful way, but I have to say it. North Carolina, we're one of the ones we get everything last. I feel like we could be so much more than what we are, not only as just saying actors or acting or whatever. I'm just saying in a whole, this state, we end up getting everything last, even down to the laws. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I would say just the pace, the
Right.
pace of everything.
Right. We got a couple comments. I don't want to get off track. Salute to
Okay.
Maxine Bland in the comments. She said, "You never lied, but we see so many of us who look like us. It's inspiring." What's
Yes,
your thoughts on that?
absolutely.
Okay. And then she said this before. She said, "Have you ever thought of speaking to the youth, the young girls who may be interested? It's certainly a lot of young girls who want to do this, but there is very little support." What's your response to
Yes.
that?
Okay. What was her name again?
Maxine Bland.
Okay. Hi, Maxine. Speaking on that note, I do want to say that has definitely came on my mind, and I didn't. So you're gonna make me tap into my past, but
Right.
I want to say even with that, I ain't gonna put all my lifehood and all that stuff out here, but I do want to say I am thinking about going to a group home, and I think it's in Middlesex, which I actually was at that group home when I was younger. Don't want to speak on everything right now, but
Right.
it was traumatic for me going through that. And I want to say, dealing with that situation at that time, um, my aunt, she was my support system. She motivated me while I was in that group home. And I do want to say I am going back out there to speak to the young girls. I have thought about that. Speaking on that was just like crazy because I thought about that 2 days ago. I was
Wow.
like passing by Middlesex, going to Raleigh. And I was like, you know what? I said, I do want to go back in there and just inspire them, motivate them because you never know what kind of situation they're dealing with, family,
Right.
just life in general. Girls, they go through a lot at a young age, believe it or not. They don't have the mom support, they don't have family support. They're out on the street, they don't have anybody supporting them. So that's definitely something that I'm definitely going to do in the next couple of
Wow.
months. Thank you for speaking on it as well.
Wow. Wow. And that's dope right there. So let me ask, right? We're speaking on the industry. We're speaking on having a strong mind and support, right? We know that there's a good side of the industry, there's also a bad side.
Yeah.
So women that may deal with low
Mm-hmm.
esteem, they may not have the confidence. They may compromise in areas that a girl that may be more confident won't. Let's talk about some of the dangers. Let's talk about some of the things that women have to deal with in this industry. And how do you avoid that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you stay clear from the pitfalls? Like I'm not dealing with that.
Right. Okay. Honey, I can go into it deep with you right now. I ain't gonna step on no toes, but I must say, with dealing with just different people, and you're gonna get some stuff out here. I'm telling you, you're gonna get men trying to try you. You're gonna get females trying to try you. Believe it
Wow.
or not, I've had both trying to try me, and honestly, I'm very stern. I'm gonna let you know like this. If I had one or two, no matter of fact, one now. I used to be one, two, three strikes you're out. But I'm to the point now where I'm older. I have no time for, bull crap. When I come to do something, I want to do it professionally.
Right.
So we're gonna have to leave all that stuff on the back burner. I know I might be attracted to somebody, and then I might be eye to somebody or whatever the case may be, body wise, I'm a slim, shapely female. People look at your shape, they look at your face, or they might just look at you like, okay, she might be easy because of the type of photos she does, or she might be that, this and that. No. One thing about me, I'm very strong and I'm not an easy female. I don't go for the all that bull crap. I'm very, very, very stern about what I do. So you just have to walk in there, and if they try you or whatever might come, transpire, you have to let them know, like, look, no, this is what I came to do. I'm not with it. You have to put your foot down at the end of the day and let them know that you're a woman. Stand up for yourself, because a lot of people like to prey on people where they think they're weak. You have to let them know, I'm not weak. I'm not none of that. You have to put your foot down and let them know that you're professional and you're going to stay professional. And I tell any female that, even if you have to take somebody with you, sometimes, you have your models, they're meeting new photographers or whatever. Take a friend with you. Take somebody who's going to have your back, if something was to happen or however the case may go. Never go alone. I always say, unless you have to go along and you can trust that person, then you're good. But at the end of the day, take somebody with you. You
Right.
know.
And that's a fact
Yeah.
right there. We have another comment. She says, she knew it. I see you being such an inspiration with the support you have. Our
Yeah.
young girls are waiting for you. So what do you
Oh,
have to
thank
say
you. Who
about that?
said that? That is
That's
very.
Maxine. That's Miss Maxine Bland again.
Thank you, Maxine. I appreciate you. I
Yeah.
definitely appreciate you.
That's the thing right there. So how does that feel,
Absolutely.
right? When you stand for, yo, this is who I am,
Right.
self-respect, my character. I'm not
Right.
compromising to get ahead. So when you get confirmations like that in the comments where they say, I see you being an inspiration to the youth because we
Right.
have so many other women leading them in the wrong direction. How does
Exactly.
that feel? How does that feel to get those kind of confirmations?
That feels so good. And I want to say this. never be afraid to do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of girls that ask me. I had one model to ask me, "Am I doing too much?" You know what I'm saying? Am I putting myself out there in a seductive way or whatever the case may be?
Right.
But I let this person know, no. And I say this in the most humblest way. Anything that you do, you're going to attract people. You know what I'm saying? You're going to attract good, you're going to attract bad, negative, and positive energy. So if a person comes at you negative and it's something that you know you're not a part of, you're not going to do, you know, let them know. Like, just because I take this type of photo, or I might do this type of photo shoot, videography, whatever the case may be, let them know, look, I came to do something. I came to do this for a reason. I didn't come, you know, to play around with it. You know, this is not for you. This is for me to get to my next level, or whatever the case may be. You just have to let them know what you came to do. Let them know you're not that type of person. You know, if you don't want to be bothered, don't be bothered.
And that's real right there. And that's, again, not being a leader. I mean, being a leader, not being a follower, not being a follower, having your own path. I know where I'm going. Absolutely. A lot of times, I see a lot of times in the game, people promise situations. Well, I can get you here. I can get you this.
I had it. Yeah.
And a lot of times they don't say what's the attachment to getting the things they promise you. I can promise you all these things, but on the back end, I need you to do X, Y, Z. So let's speak about that. How important is it to not compromise? Because a lot of times it's like these women, they believe these men. Now they didn't gave them everything. They didn't gave them the best of them. And now they snatch it away, and you're left with nothing but a reputation at this point.
Oh, Lord. That's why I never mix business with pleasure. You never mix business with pleasure. And I say that in the most humblest way, because, okay, say for instance, you start doing stuff that they ask you to do, or you might deal with somebody and they want you to compromise. And you compromise, you know, you put yourself out there. Okay, they promised me this. They promised me I'll meet this person, or they get me through this door, or whatever the case may be. Okay, and you're compromising, and then say like months or years may go by, and you're like, hold on now, like I haven't gotten anywhere yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm still stuck doing this stuff because they feel like emotionally they got you attached, and they feel like, you know, you're not headstrong or whatever. So like I say, you have to come through the door like, look, I'm not with that. This is what I came to do. You know, don't violate it, you know. Because and also nowadays it's good to have even a clause or just something written up like, look, I came to do this. This is what is in my disclosure. We're not doing anything else. You know, stick with that. Have a plan. Have them sign something. You know, anything, just, you know, not to let them try you in any type of way you're not suitable or wanting to do.
Right. You have to protect yourself. Again, Miss Maxine, she says, a question. Yes. Would you say, as a Black woman, that we are the best examples for each other? I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Whew, okay. So I hear a lot of negative talk about these rappers. Like, you got, I'm gonna say for instance, like Meg Thee Stallion, you got Cardi B, you know, how they dress and how they maneuver or whatever. But see, like them, say so, that's their brand. That's what got them where they're at now. So, but you also look at on the side, this is a married woman. You know, she's trying to be a wholesome woman on this side, but she has this entertainment look that she has to, you know, keep portraying for the public, you know, to keep her brand going. That's what they love. That's what's selling for her. So I would say you could do whatever it is you want to do, but just know and come with that respect. Like, you're going to have to respect me as a woman in this industry, you know, and just get out there and let them know what you're willing to do, but you have to respect me while I'm doing it. You know, you can't let these people trade you. That's my thing.
Nah, I definitely agree with that. And she says, many times our girls look to other races for their beauty or approval of appearance. Would you agree or would you disagree?
I would agree and disagree on that. I would disagree and agree because I feel like as Black women, we're beautiful. Like, you know, we're beautiful. Learn to love yourself. It ain't all about hair. It ain't all about nails. My nails aren't even done right now. I can give a care less, you know, when I'm not out here doing my modeling and stuff where I have to get everything done. But you have to love yourself from the inside first. Things that you have like insecurities or whatever, you got to realize God put his paintbrush on us all. We're how we are. I would say if you feel unconfident, just look to people who have been through some stuff and look them up and see what, how they motivated themselves to get up out of it, how they stay focused, putting everything negative to the side. This is me. You have to accept me. You can hate it or love it, but I'm here. This is me. Accept me or else, go somewhere else. You can do your makeup. It's plenty of things to make yourself feel good and look good on the outside, but it always starts from the inside. You have to be confident with yourself. You have to be like, okay, this is me. I'm beautiful, whether they like it or not. I'm here, and just put your foot down and slay every time.
Every time. And that's the thing. A lot of pressure being a woman in America.
Yes.
Social media. They have all these standards. She has to be this. She has to be that. She has to be this. When we're talking beauty, you said it comes from within, right? So how much pressure as a Black woman is it when you turn on social media and you see the fake bodies, you see this, you see that?
Woo.
To each his own. I'm just asking,
Right.
How much pressure is it being a Black woman in America in 2023?
It's a lot of pressure. Say, even down to when you have children, things change as on your body. Like as a woman, you go through, it could be breast changes, it could be your shape, whatever the case may be. But my thing is, people, they love to run. Oh, I want to fix this. Oh, I want to run it. Oh, she got a big butt, or I'm slim and I want a big butt because she's doing it, or whatever the case may be. You got to look at it like this. Look at how many models, how many actresses, how many, even rest in peace to the girl from Wildin' Out, even with her, that situation where she went to go get a mommy makeover and, now she's gone.
Right.
Okay. And that comes into play with knowing your health issues. Sometimes you can have health issues you don't even know about. And that's why as a Black woman, also it's good to take care of your health. Make sure you get routine checkups, making sure you're healthy, making sure, before you jump out there and fix anything, just know you're good. You know what I'm saying? And it's other avenues. You don't have to go under the knife. You can exercise. You just have to put the time in, put the work in. If you're not willing to do it, you're not going to get far. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always tell people like, how do you keep your shape good? Honey, everybody's different. You have BBW women, you have slim thick women, skinny women, different size women, which I say, like, I work with all types of women. I love BBWs. They're good to work with. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather work with them than some of my own because they're so inconfident. Believe it or not, you have slim thick women that are more inconfident than BBWs out here.
Wow.
And it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, am I too skinny? Am I not eating enough? Am I doing this? But I just want to say, whatever size you are, you got to suck it up. If you see something wrong you want fixed, put the work in. Everything is not about going under the knife and putting your health and your risk out there. It's not good. And it's a struggle because you see people like the video girls, they're out here they're killing it. You know what I'm saying? One rapper that I respect that's new in the game, Glorilla, one thing I love about her, she's skinny. She don't give a crap who like it. She's like, I'm not getting a BBW. You can like it or love it. I'm here to kill it. And I love that about her.
And that's dope. That confidence to stand alone. That's the thing. So many people are scared to stand by themselves because the majority is doing one thing. A lot of followers, they run to chase that trend. But then those that are set apart, they'll stand by themselves because I am the wave. I am. They're chasing the wave, but I know I'm the wave. I know who I am. I know what I bring to the game. That confidence. So you'll see those people, they'll go further in the long run because when those trends fade, a lot of times the sad part about it is when that trend is over, a lot of their careers are over. So
absolutely.
That's dope right there. So not only are you a model, an actress, let's talk about dance because I heard you tear a dance floor up or two. So what is that about? What is the dancing about? And how did you first get involved in that?
Okay, so that's more like, okay, see, I can't, but that's more like with the dancing. I'm not gonna lie. Now I want to get more serious about it. I sometimes I'll be doing crazy. I'll get out there. I'll just be in the mood to dance, or if it's a song that I like, I'm like, okay, let me get out here and kill it, see if I can kill it real quick, or if I can try to kill it. But I do want to say with that, it's something that I want to get more serious about. I wasn't serious in the beginning about it, but I hear a lot of people like, well, you can do background video, you can do this, you can dance, what I'm saying, do a movie scene where you can do a little dancing scene or something like that, or just getting into it. So I'm really like, that's one of the things on my agenda coming up that I'm going to work on and try to get into a little bit more choreography, those types of things, to polish me and stuff. So yeah.
That's dope, right?
Yeah,
there.
with
So
twerking, the twerking is just fun. I like to have fun, and I try to boost my confidence because I'm getting older. I'm not going to disclose my age, but I'm getting older, so it feels good when somebody tells you, like, "Girl, you still killing it," or you get those positive comments. You're gonna get some negative ones, which I have got some negative too from men.
wow.
From men, believe it or not. And it's like, it's not even like, oh, you are there doing this and doing that at your age. It's more like they're trying to tear you down. You're not doing good enough. You're not this and that. Hey, look, if you don't like it, keep scrolling. Keep scrolling, because I'm having fun. I'm having fun. And this is the things I like to do. I'm a fun person. I'm positive. I'm not with all the negativity, that has to go.
And that's a fact right there. So in a world with so much negative influence in it, how do you stay focused? Because I see the quotes, you're always doing posts, you're always doing affirmations. You try to stay in a high frequency. So how important is that? And where did you get that from?
And I must say this, from personal and business. Like I said, I mentioned this before, people don't know what you're dealing with on the outside. Like, you have a personal life just as well as the life you have on social media. People say social media isn't real. It's real because real people are on it. You get what I'm saying? It's real. But sometimes a lot of people, they do front on social media. They do a lot of things that when you see them in person, they're like, okay, well, this is not who I saw on social media, blah, blah, blah. But with that being said, it's just, you're going to get those negative comments. You're going to get those positive comments. So with me dealing with a lot of negativity in my personal life that comes from people, I won't disclose, but it's just, you have to stay positive within yourself. You have to be like, look, I don't care what you're saying about me. You're not going to ruin my day to day. You have to wake up in a positive mood. I don't care if it's posting positive quotes on your Facebook, your Instagram, writing, get you a little board. You writing just positive stuff on your board, your vision board, whatever the case may be. Have something that you can look at every single day and be like, look, I don't care what comes at me. It could be anything. I'm going to stay positive. It might hurt. It might, you might go through some stuff, but at the end of the day, just stay positive, because people are going to tear you down, especially when you reach that level of success you're trying to reach. They're going to tear you down. And it's sometimes the people that are closest to you.
And that's what I want to say about that.
Yeah,
that's a big fact right there. So if you had to define motivation, what motivates you? What's motivation to Miss Dimples?
Okay. What motivates me the most is seeing my kids, seeing me elevate, because at the end of the day, I have two little ones who are looking at me. They're watching me. They're watching how I move. They're saying, "Mommy, get it done." Like, wow. I even had some grown-ups that come to me the other day. They were like, how do you do it all? How do you do it? I even had a model that and I love her to death. Shout out to you. You know who I'm talking about. She came to me like, Nicole, like, how do you juggle everything? How do you juggle your modeling, your acting, and plus your kids, work, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you know what? I said, it's hard. But at the end of the day, I prioritize everything. Like, I get my proper rest. I don't care. I don't like to stay up late. I don't club like I used to. I used to go out a lot. I stopped that being older. Things coming up. I can't party like I used to. I can't do that type of, the type of things I used to. So I put a lot of stuff on the back burner. So now I'm more about traveling, my goals, my dreams, that type of thing. Stand around positivity, people that are gonna keep me focused and not pull me back. So
that's real right there. And they say, to get something you never had, you got to be willing to do something you never done. Yeah. So when I'm hearing your story, I hear you saying a lot of times, I had to put that stuff to the side. Like everybody partying, but yo, I got plans. I want more.
Yeah,
I can't follow the crowd because I want something different. So,
absolutely.
so for the people that's watching, we know all the distractions in the world. We know everything. Everybody's getting lit. Everybody's turning up. Everybody's trying to get a bag. Okay,
Yeah.
but once you get the bag, everybody got the bag. Everybody's chasing the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? So when it comes to like real life, like you said, I want to see the world. I want to travel.
Right.
I want to enjoy my life. I want a future. I want to make my a life better for my kids. So when it comes to that,
Right.
separating the quick fun, the instant gratification for the long run, in the long run, this is going to be the better outcome for me. How do you prioritize that? And what advice would you give to the people that may be watching?
Okay. And I want to say, okay, so when you're trying to get to a level of success, even reaching a particular bag that you're trying to reach, when you okay, say if you go out here and you find a role, it could be a major acting role, and you get thrown a large bag of money, and say that's enough to get you in a nice home, get you a couple of cars, and you're doing your different acting roles or whatever. You're making that bag. Once you get that bag, you got to remember that mindset you had before you get that bag. You got to be like, well, okay, what do I have to do to get this bag? And now that I got it, am I going to go back out here doing the same stuff that I was doing, before I motivated myself not to get pulled back? So that's where I see even a lot of famous models and those types of things, like they get in their bag, and then it's demons that come with that bag. Like you're gonna get. I don't care if it's alcohol. It could be anything, drug, anything that's gonna push you back, and you have the money. You got to be headstrong. Like I say, you can't be weak-minded, because once you start getting that money and you're able to purchase the things that you want and you need, and then you're able to get things that you don't need as well, you got to remember you can always go back to not having that bag again.
Right.
So you got to remember, stay in your bag. Don't let nothing get you out of your bag at the end of the day.
And that's real right there. And again, we touched on the dance and we touched on the acting. We touched on the modeling. I may have heard the wrong information, but if I'm not mistaken, the boutique is coming back in the near future.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I had an issue where it was a little minor issue where I had ordered some things overseas. Something happened, and like I said, it kind of slowed down my process. But now I know what avenues I got to take to get the things that I want. It's coming soon, and y'all stay on the lookout. I will be posting about it. Just trying to get everything prioritized and on the way. So that's a work in progress, and it's going to happen.
Wow.
It's definitely going to happen.
Wow. And I definitely look forward to that, right? We supposed to have done this a while ago, but God's timing is everything.
Yeah.
So it happened when it was supposed to happen. So,
Absolutely.
I'm definitely excited to have you here, right?
Yeah.
As things begin to keep evolving for you, and as you begin to keep tapping into new things, down the road, would you be interested in coming back up here to give us an update?
Yes, Sion, I just want to mention your energy, even with your past podcasts, and I seen your guests, like they are enjoying themselves. When they come on your podcast, they have fun. You speak on real subjects, different, subjects that need to be known. You tap into every avenue, and that's what I like about your podcast. So absolutely, and it's such a pleasure being on your podcast today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's dope right there. And I'm definitely a fan of your work. We've been friends.
You.
I see you making moves. And one thing that I'll say, you don't stop.
No.
No matter. It's like you just keep grinding, keep going. And with that mindset, you can only go to the top. So I'm definitely rooting you on. I've definitely got your back and supporting everything that you're doing. If there's something that I may have missed that the people may need to know, let's hit on that right quick.
Let's see. Trying to think. Okay, yeah, I am starting in August. I'm trying to do my own podcast. I haven't got everything in the works as far as that's concerned. But I do want to interview people and let them get a chance to tell a little bit about what they're trying to do, what they have going on. Definitely pushing their brand. I don't care if it could be a clothing brand, anything you want to push. I'm gonna allow that on my show. And it's going to be twice a month. I haven't gotten everything together yet, but once I do, I will let you know as well. And hopefully I can come back in the future and touch on that subject as well. But that's one of the things that I want to do. I want to give people a chance to express themselves and let people know what they have going on. Because sometimes, you can reach different people. Like you can be on the YouTube platform, Instagram, different platforms to push yourself. A lot of people tend to stay on Facebook a lot, and I see it. And I'm like, no, like you gotta push yourself, baby, promote yourself. Business cards, hand them out to different people. When you're traveling, network. You never know who knows who, in this industry as well. So, or just in general. So,
wow, that's real. And that's
yes,
real right there. I'm definitely excited about the podcast, and that's needed right there because what the
yes,
people need is a voice. A lot of
yes,
times it's like they have the skills, they have the talent, they have
mhm,
the brand or the product.
right,
Getting people to know about it is important. So that's definitely one of the pluses with the podcast now,
mhm.
with the internet opening up where we have more access because back in the day we couldn't do this before. So
Exactly, right.
yeah, so
So
with
you have to
technology,
use it yeah, you got to use it to your advantage because back in the day it was just like we had to call people, tell them about what's going on. You got the newspaper, whatever. But now you have the tools to push yourself. So why not get out there? Whatever it is you want to do. I'm talking to all the young ladies, all the young men. Whatever it is you want to do today, stop putting it on the back burner and push yourself. Go out there, try it. You're gonna get some no's. You're gonna get some, doors closed. Keep it pushing. Go to the next door, knock on it, and see what happens.
yeah, and that's a fact right there. And that's definitely a good mindset to have. It's definitely
Right.
an honor and a blessing to have you up here.
Hold on.
Go
One
ahead.
more
Go ahead.
thing.
Go ahead.
One more thing. I do want to mention, and long story short, even if I had an episode where, and I'm not afraid to speak on it, where I was dating and the guy that I was dating at the time, he could not deal with what I had going on. At first he was like, oh yeah, I'm able to deal with it. I'm this, that, and the third. Well, let me tell you, never let somebody come in and stop what you're doing because you were doing it when you met them. So at the end of the day, you can't let your significant other or whoever that's coming along, if they're not supporting you, then y'all need to reevaluate and talk about it and see where y'all can come up with a comfort level. Because I had an issue myself where I dealt with a lot of slander from this person, and it hurt because it's like, you see me trying to get to a level and I'm with you, you know what I'm saying? But if you can't accept what I do, and if it's going to bother you, then, I'm just not with it. I can't stop what I'm doing because I have goals that I'm trying to accomplish. So, you know,
Right.
so if you want to date Miss Dimples, just know, yeah, you're going to have to deal with what I have going on,
Right.
so I'm just saying.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. You can't put your dreams to the side. You got to push them
Absolutely.
because at the same time, people come and go, but that passion is always going to be there. And you know why you're doing it. You want a better life for your family, for you, your
Yes.
children. So
Yes.
people add on. If they're not adding on, they're taking away. So
Mm-hmm.
they can either be
Has to
be a
go.
part of success, or you got to go. And
That's right.
that's definitely real right there. So yo,
Absolutely.
I so much, you do a lot right there, So it's like again, it's been we've been trying to get this interview done for a while, but it's a pleasure to have you here.
It's a
You got any
pleasure being
final
here.
words or anything for the people out there that may be watching? Like, yo, be sure. Matter of fact, let me put your things up there. Be sure to tap in. Where can they find you? Right here on Instagram, Miss
Yes.
Dimples, actress, model, chick. Nicole Edwards on Facebook. Is it Miss Dimples on Facebook as well?
Yes. Also, YouTube is Dimples Edwards on YouTube as well. My TikTok is Dimples Only One, and Cyan gave out my Instagram and my Facebook, Nicole Edwards. So follow, share. I'm promoting my movie now. Oh my God, got the name of it. Oh my God. So I'm promoting my movie now, and I want y'all to promote it, share it, follow, like, comment. Let me know your ideas. Let me know if you want to tap in on acting. I might have some resources I can help you out with. So make sure y'all tap in with me.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You always been down to earth. You have a good spirit. Like I
Thank
said, you
you.
high frequency. You're very positive. And like Miss Maxine said, the young girls need you. We need more women that's confident in their own self to say you don't have to compromise to be successful.
Absolutely.
So, yo, I salute you. I want to give you your flowers here on the show. Yo, you're
Thank
doing it well. Black excellence at its finest. So salute to you. Any final words before we sign off? Anything for the people that you'd like to say? We'll do that now.
Yes, I just want to tell you, keep your head up, stay motivated, never let anything negative take you off your vision. And also, when you do something, kill it. I don't care if they like you or not. Make sure that you know within yourself that you did the best that you could.
Yeah, and that's a fact right there. Again, y'all, we got Miss Dimples in the building. Nicole Edwards on Facebook. Dimples, the only one on
Yes,
TikTok.
Dimples. Yeah, Dimples only one.
Okay, Dimples only one on TikTok. And what I do is I go in the description on YouTube. I'll
Right.
put them in the description so that they can find you. And what was the YouTube channel again?
Okay, and YouTube is Dimples Edwards on YouTube.
Dimples Edwards on YouTube. And again,
Yeah.
yo, she's representing NC to the fullest. Are you
Yes.
representing Wide Awake? Where you representing from? What part
Yeah,
of NC?
I'm gonna represent Wide Awake. I represent Wide Awake to the fullest. This is my hometown. I was born in New Jersey. My dad is from Jersey, so I tap in with the Northerners a lot because that's I love it up there. The energy is crazy up north. It's a transition, but I represent Wide Awake Wilson. So shout out to everybody in Wide Awake who's watching right now,
Salute to
and
Wide
y'all gonna
Awake.
see me making it. So y'all keep supporting me.
Yo, again, salute to you. Again, you want to shout out anybody before we sign off? If not, I'll turn it over to you and you can close this out. I want to thank everybody for watching, whether y'all watched the live or if y'all watched this on the playback. But again, be sure to support Nicole Edwards on Facebook,
Yes.
Miss.Dimples, actress, model chick on Instagram, Dimples
Yes.
the one on TikTok, Dimples
Yes.
Edwards on YouTube. And again, we want to thank y'all, the viewers, because without y'all, we can't, the story don't get to the people. So without y'all, we're nothing. With the fans, we're everything. So we appreciate everybody that tuned in, whether you watched it for a little while, whether you shared it, whether you hit the like. Yo, you mean a lot, and we appreciate you again. So we're gonna turn it over to Miss Dimples, and again, thank you. And then we'll let you close it out.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me on this podcast. It's a lovely podcast, and I want you to continue to do it, everything that you do as well. And I'm gonna tell everybody, never give up on your dreams. If you got a passion, go for it. Sometimes we get things that come in the way. Sometimes we have to prioritize everything and make it happen anyway. So just continue on your goals and keep your head up and stay headstrong always.
Yo, again, salute. Thank y'all. Everybody enjoy y'all Saturday. Again, we about to sign off. This is The Proof. I go by the name of Sion 919. Miss Dimples in the building. North Carolina, stand up for us. She's doing big things out here. Again, salute to everybody that tuned in. We love y'all. Everybody be safe. And we'll see y'all next time. All right?
Peace. Peace.
All right.